So what is up, everyone? Today is Friday, January 16th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. So I am coming to the session with a pretty bullish bias, honestly. So the reason I say that is because, like, let's start on the daily, right? So on the daily, I feel like we're just moving in terms of, like, right, we put in this low, put in this high, a higher low, higher high, higher low. It looks like we're going to make a new higher high. And there's also this daily unfilled gap. I feel like I've been saying I want to see this thing get hit for a long time, honestly. Just because I feel like this gap should get mitigated, and we came really close to tapping into it multiple times. So I mean, I don't necessarily think we're gonna hit that gap today. I feel like we're not gonna expand that far on a Friday, but I could definitely see us coming out and taking out like previous day high, or maybe even like the high of Monday or Tuesday, I should say, right? But another thing that makes me bullish though, I feel like the more telling thing is on the 4 hour, right? So on the 4 hour, there's this really tiny 4 hour gap, but we almost immediately inverted it, right? So that's showing we created a bearish gap, immediately disrespect it, and we're respecting like a higher time frame, like bullish gap, like we're respecting like, I know we disrespected the 4 hour, but we're holding this 1 hour like over here. Technically not even holding the 1 hour actually. The 1 hour actually inverted, but I'm sure there's some gap. Like we're reacting from a 2 hour gap, I want to say. Well, okay. At least ES is reacting off something. Like ES is reacting off this 1 hour gap. But so essentially, I'm looking for like a continuation long though. So essentially, like I want to see us move up. I want to see us pull back into like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention was there's an SMT at Asia low. So if we look at Asia low, so you can see Asia low, Asia and London, neither of them. See London low untouched, Asia low untouched on NQ. But then when we look at ES, ES actually came down and swept out both. So we have a pretty serious SMT at the bottom. So I feel like I definitely like that SMT down there. Yeah, I guess ES hasn't even taken out London high either. It's kind of lagging behind. So this isn't like exactly like, sometimes I target like what I call 930 highs. So like if the 930 candle leaves behind a wick, sometimes I like targeting that. But technically this isn't a 930 high, it's like a 931 high. Does that make sense? But I'm trying to think where could we pull back to and see a reaction from. Honestly, one thing that'd be nice maybe if we can come and take out London lows on NQ and react immediately off of them, and then leave the SMT at Asia lows, that might not be bad. There's no SMT at the lows currently. Well, I guess there's an SMT at these lows, I lied. So I mean, at this point, I'm either waiting. I want to see us come down, take out London lows, and see how we react off that. If not, let's say if we just keep continuing up, I just want to see us open up like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap, like trade back into there. And I want to see like a reaction out of it. Like honestly, for targets, I could see like the New York PM high getting hit. I could see previous day high getting hit. You said, is there a reason you do charting on NQ and ES instead of MNQ and MES, even though your trades are on MNQ? So the reason I do that is because I always say like NQ, like if let's say there's a difference, because sometimes between MNQ and NQ, there's like really slight differences, especially with like data releases. Like you've probably noticed I target like what I call data highs. Like sometimes there'll be like a 10-point difference between NQ and MNQ, or sometimes like NQ will close through a gap, but MNQ won't. So essentially, I just think NQ is the one I pay attention to when there's a discrepancy. You said, what's good, Tim? What's good? How are you? Your name, what? Kane's Profit? I think that's how you say it. Yeah. You did tapping in this morning? Yeah, that's what's up, Dylan. You said, can you help? I can't connect my Tradeovate through TradingView. I mean, well, is it giving you an error message? Like, I mean, like you in the bottom left, you select here. This is the trading thing. How do I log out of this? He said, what's up, Tim? My message wasn't sending. You're good, Visor. What's up? But yeah, so essentially, you just come here, and then you just build this like trading panel in the bottom. And then you just like which broker. It keeps saying error. You probably, if it's your first time logging in through Tradeovate, you probably got to go to the website and then like enable TradingView. So like, I don't know if you know like the website, it's like trader.tradeovate.com. Here, I'll log in real quick. So like, this is actually a good example. I haven't logged this in forever, right? So if you go to trader.tradeovate, you said it's not the first time? Well, honestly, try this anyway. So I mean, like, go to trader.tradeovate.com. First, they might force you to accept some agreement. For some reason, they're actually making me do it. So like, accept this agreement. From there, simulated trading. From here, oh, I have no accounts with them. Well, if I had an account, you just click in the top right, like the settings thing, and then you see there's a tab that says add-ons. One of these should say TradingView, and if you select the TradingView one, that usually fixes it. You said it's all good, bro. What's the bias? Honestly, I'm pretty bullish for the day, I want to say. I feel like, especially like, I feel like I keep looking at the 4 hour, but on the 4 hour, we like create this 4 hour gap and we close through it pretty quickly. So honestly, I want to see like previous day high get hit. You said morning tough action so far. I mean, yeah, it's only a couple minutes in the market open though. We still got time. You said TradingView is already active. Interesting. Like, what type of error message does it give you? I mean, honestly, it might be something where you might have to contact support at whatever prop firm you're trading on, but... Did you say what message it gives you? You said it's just saying error. Does it say anything besides error? You said there's a 5-minute SMT at the high? I mean, with these highs, yeah, there is. The only thing is though, I feel like sometimes like I'll look at SMTs in the opposing direction of my bias, and like sometimes I'd be ignoring them. So I feel like if you think about it, right, like if we are going to trend in bullish order flow, like one of them is going to have to hit this high first. I mean, like there honestly is there is a chance we could hold this SMT, but she said it's been really bad trading on Nasdaq lately. Look at the opening with no direction. Yeah, honestly, I mean, like I try my best not to complain about price action too much, but honestly, like this week, I really think this week had. I mean, Friday's not over yet, but I think this week has some really bad price action. You said it says error, failed to log in. You do not have access to demo accounts. Honestly, I'd say contact whichever prop firm you're trading with, or if it's an actual broker, whoever it's with, just contact them and ask them honestly, because it might be some back end issue to be honest. He said this week is so mid. He said not even mids. Yeah. Really hasn't been the best week. He said Nvidia going nuts RN. I mean, if Nvidia's going nuts, can it make the Nasdaq go up? It's a tech stock. You said there's an SMT. I mean, technically, there's technically an SMT at like these highs I have marked up here. Like from here to here. Like there to there. And there's also like a baby, I'm calling it like a baby SMT. It's about to get invalidated in 5 seconds. But like there's like a baby SMT down here. So one thing is, so like, I mean, technically, if we follow my rules exactly, you could say, oh, like there's a 5-minute gap here. But like, honestly, like this isn't a gap I really want to base a trade off of. As well as, even if I were to base a trade off that, I want to see like a sweep that low. Said AMD says short. I mean, it might. Honestly, I just feel like my bias, at least, I feel like higher time. Well, this 1 hour is not looking so hot, honestly. Honestly, I feel like if this 1 hour candle closes bearish, like let's say if we print a wick all the way up here and we close bearish, honestly, then I'd probably be more bearish. I swear to God, if I go on social media later and I see people taking this 5-minute inverse, I think I'm gonna go crazy. I wish there was like a 15-minute gap here I could like base a long off of or something, but there just isn't. He said, but price says we won't do anything. So I guess we're gonna close through like this microscopic gap over here. It's probably like a 1 tick gap. But honestly, at this point, I could see us taking out at least London lows. I feel like I definitely want to pay attention to the reaction we have at London lows. You said how do opening range break traders even trade this shit? I don't know, honestly. I mean, what? Like, let's theoretically, right? Let's say I'm an opening range break trader. I guess I think they mark out the first 15-minute range. I'm not even 100% sure what they do. I want to say is it the first 15-minute range they do? So I think, would they be waiting for a breakout to either side? So is this like the opening range break trader's entry here or something? I don't even know how this stuff works. Should I use that method? Honestly, how does it work? Is it the first 15 minutes, or do you just do like the literal opening range? You said yeah, first 15 minutes. You said I thought it's only the first 15-minute candle. I mean, that essentially would be the first 15-minute candle though. Like that 9:30 candle is from 9:30 until 9:45. You said I took the 8 a.m. to 8:15 New York time range. I took for 50%. Interesting. You said some do a retest on the opening range break could have an IFVG or FVG confluence. Yeah, I know. There's one dude I'm friends with in real life who trades opening range break, and he does make bread. So I mean, you said up 600 right now. Hey, that's what's up. See how market just opened? I think he was trading pre-market, like at 8 a.m. Not gonna lie, I low-key want us to dump right here and leave behind this unfilled 5-minute gap. Because, like, theoretically, let's say we take out London lows and give a good reaction off of London lows. I might try a long where I take profit or break even at the unfilled 5 maybe. But we'll see. I'd have to see more structure form before I really, like, decide on that. You said, yeah, I don't know what to do, RN. Honestly, me personally, I'm just waiting for more clear price action to play out. I mean, I like how we're coming down. Like, I feel like once we sweep out London lows, it at least gives me, like, something to think about, if that makes sense. You said, I want to call for the return trip in a minute, but I'm not sure if we're going to get one. So, I mean, we opened up that 5-minute gap. I'm not willing to take a retracement to the 5-minute gap. Like, for example, if we invert this 1 minute, I really have to pass up on the trade, even though it might work out. Only because I feel like we haven't really swept out. Like, London lows are right there. Like, I'm not really going to take a long without us taking out London lows, honestly. And what is this 825 candle? It looks almost like a data candle. I mean, I'm hoping we can come take out London lows. You said, bro, London low is sponsored by the low. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but honestly, we might just want to come down and sweep out the low, maybe react off of it. I mean, there's definitely a chance we could just dump through London, honestly, but you said, so if we hit London low, you're gonna do a short? I mean, I'm gonna look for a bullish reaction. I mean, I don't even trade options either. It should be soon, I'm hoping. We're so close to London. So close to London low. It was London right there. Now, I have it marked out as London low. I forget. This gap I have marked as something. I want to say it's like a 15-minute or 1 hour gap or something. So it came like a couple points away from London. There we go. Okay, took out London low. Honestly, I would love if we can open up like a 2-minute gap down here and invert it, I would take that, honestly. Can you open up this gap though? Oh, I guess is today OPEX? Interesting. I should pay. Interesting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with OPEX, which just stands for like option expiration, but I guess like essentially, I guess a bunch of options contracts expire today that are like quarterly. So I feel like sometimes like OPEX days can be kind of funny. You said still dumping. Yeah, I'm honestly Not too surprised. I feel like the thing is though, like once we're taking out Asia, like there's already an SMT at Asia. Like ES already took out Asia low. So I feel like honestly, like, if we're gonna come all the way down to Asia low, like I wouldn't necessarily say we're still bullish, honestly. He said, I feel like I should have gotten in for that drop. Well, don't FOMO into a trade. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, especially with the way 10 a.m.'s closing, I feel like I kind of gotta be bearish. He said, bros, why is Alpha no longer on Project X? Because Top Step won't let any company use Project X anymore. Because Top Step owns Project X, and they're pretty much just saying only Top Step can use it now. Yeah, honestly, at this point, I feel like I want to say I'm bearish. Even this 4-hour candle is just closing so bearish. Yeah, so we took out Asia low. Is it a holy dump? Yeah, it's just going straight down. I'm probably looking to see like 10 a.m. manipulate up and get like a short after that. So do we have news at 10? No, we don't. Not today. You said target, is that previous day's close? Damn it. I mean, I feel like previous day low's a little far away, but if we're going to keep moving this bearish, I mean, I honestly could see it maybe, but honestly, I feel like the main target I'd look for at this point is like there's this unfilled 4-hour gap down here. And I feel like we came kind of close to hitting it, but never hit it last time. So like technically there's liquidity lying right there, unfilled gap right there. I feel like that's the main bearish target I'm looking for right now, honestly. You said I knew it was going to be short, but I had no entry. We were building liquidity. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there really was no entry short. I mean, I feel like the only thing that, like, if you were stretching it, there's, like, this microscopic 5-minute gap right here, but I feel like that's not something, like, you should be taking a trade off of. It's like a 1-tick gap. So essentially, like we've now it's 10 a.m. open, right? You said lower Asia, but so I want us to trade a little higher at 10 a.m. And then after that, I want to see a rejection back down, so I can take a continuation short. You said watching the puts climb in value is killing me. I mean, I get that, but just honestly stop watching. I feel like it's got no benefit, honestly. I mean, just focus on the fact that you had the right idea. So, no, I didn't have an entry either. Yeah, I feel like there really wasn't a good short entry in my opinion. Said sub 10. What's up, Bakakenu? How are you, bro? He said just watching say that's what's up. So we're gonna open up this 5-minute gap in like 2 minutes. You said, is this the bottom? Let me just pull up my crystal ball real quick. I mean, honestly, I don't think this is the bottom. I mean, I could be wrong, but if anything, honestly, I think like the first area we could potentially bottom off of, honestly, is if we come down here and sweep out like this low over here and tap into this 4-hour gap, maybe. So I feel like that's where we're headed right now. You said Tradeovate told me my account was disabled due to inactivity. Interesting. Is that like a personal account or like a funded account? So I like that we're starting to come up a little bit. Interesting. That's weird. I mean, I guess I'm sure they're probably gonna rectify it, but that's weird. You said, "Yo, Tim, when we give a funded account away?" I don't know, honestly. Out of curiosity, which prop firm is it with that you had the problem? Like the Tradeovate problem? So we open up this 5-minute gap. I'm hoping that we can pull up into this 5-minute gap and then give me a rejection out. It wouldn't be like as high probability as if we chop here for a little longer and then open up a 15-minute gap. Like let's say if we could trade into that 15-minute gap and give me a short out of there, that would be nicer. But I'll see whatever I'm able to get. said, yo guys, you heard that Apex is 80% off? Apex is always 80% off. Sometimes it's 90% off. I honestly, like, I really don't recommend Apex too much. So we've tapped into this 5-minute gap. The only thing is, there's not really like a, there's not a 1-minute gap in this leg. There's not a 2-minute. There's not a 3-minute. Well, there might be a 3-minute actually. So why are they doing that? Well, it's like a psychological thing. They tell you it's 80% off and you feel the urge to buy right now. So people buy more valuations. But like if you pay attention, like when is the last time the Apex has not been running a 70, 80, or 90% off sale? And sometimes when they do the 70s, they'll just make the activation fee cheaper, if that makes sense. Like, you're still kind of like paying bread. You said, do you look for opportunities on both charts? I only trade NQ, but I look at both them because I look at like SMT divergences. So like, let's say if like the S&P 500 took out a high, but NQ didn't, I kind of mark it out and pay attention to that. But you said plus Apex is a trailing drawdown plus buffer after the funded. I mean, yeah, that too. So I feel like people will be like, oh, well, like I'll just use Alpha as an example. Like, you don't necessarily even have to trade with Alpha, but like people will be like, oh, well, Apex is like $20 cheaper, but it's like, well, yeah, but they also have like a 30% consistency rule, whatever it is. They also have an intraday trailing drawdown. They also be denying payouts for no reason. Well, not for no reason. I mean, but I just feel like they'd be denying payouts a lot. Like, I know people always say like follow the rules and you get paid, but like there's just too many rules to follow. And I remember a long time ago, I know Apex was having some problems, and they were asking their traders to send in videos of them recording their own trades. So they're like, oh, you took these trades? Like, send me a video of you taking these trades in live time. And it's like, why do I have to prove to you that I actually took these trades? Like, I know why they were doing it. Like, they had issues with, like copy trading, signal botting. Like, essentially, like, let's say, like everyone's watching some guy who's really good at trading and everyone's copying him. Like, that's against their rules, and like how do they prove that? But like, I don't know. So we're gonna open up this 3-minute gap right here. You know, only if we got a really good close, I might try a continuation short. But honestly, we're gonna open up a 15-minute gap in like 6 minutes. So, I don't know. You said it's always the same price no matter what the sale is. I mean, yeah, to a point, it's a marketing gimmick. And honestly, I feel like another thing I dislike about Apex is I feel like they'll be like advertising like, oh, like 90% off, but it's like there's still an activation fee. So I feel like they lure people in to buy like 10 accounts at once. They pay all the fees, and then they pass, and they're like, oh yeah, I passed, and they're stuck with a bill for like $600 in activation fees. And it's like, what? Like, you just passed the account. What are you gonna do? Not gonna pay the activation fee? Like, no, you're not gonna do that. Oh God. You said might need to switch to Alpha and use code TIMB272. Hey, that's what's up. Like, honestly, like, and like, I'm not even dissing Alpha. I'm not even dissing Apex because I'm like affiliate with Alpha. Like, it's more like, honestly, like, even before I was affiliated with Alpha, like, I still would have said the exact same thing I just said right now. You said it's a scam because most people fail this test. I mean, yeah, you got to think about it. It's like, dude, like an Apex account could be like $50 and they'd be giving 2K payouts. It's like they have to have so many people fail for them to pay out everyone. But honestly, at this point, so what? We have like 4 minutes until this 15-minute gap opens up. I'd prefer if we could trade into this 15-minute. You said take profit trade is the best. I mean, yeah, take profit. They offer daily payouts. I know my fund of future started offering like, what is it, the rapid accounts that has like daily payouts too. You said, how did the bias just change like that? Well, I mean, like at first, I mean, well, I'm not always right with my bias, but like honestly, like I feel like I was basing it off of like we inverted this 4-hour gap. And honestly, I just feel like we are moving bullish. So I was waiting for us to like continue bullish, if that makes sense. Like and hit these highs. But the thing is, like market open could just send us the opposite way. Like in today's case, right? Like market opened, we pushed up a little bit, we put in an SMT, and we've been dumping ever since. I feel like that's one of the things though, like as a trader, like you have to be like what I call like reactionary, right? Like because in this scenario, right? Like I said, I was bullish, but at this point, like honestly, I'm bearish because like, what is price action showing me? Like, it's not showing me right now it wants to move bullish. Like, since market open, we've dumped, and we pulled back a little bit, and we're continuing to dump. The only thing is, so there's this setup. I might get like this entry in 2 minutes, but the thing is though, like, yeah, I'd prefer if it were to pull up because we're gonna open up this unfilled 15-minute gap up here. And I feel like it would be higher probability if 10 a.m. like manipulates into a 15-minute gap instead of a 5-minute. If that makes sense. But the thing is, though, we're giving a clear reaction out of it. Like, I want to look at the higher time frame real quick. I feel like we're giving good price action though. Like, I mean, 10 a.m. low key. I mean, honestly, if we give me a good close, we're not gonna give me a good close though. There's no shot I'm getting a good close on this. So it hit the break-even point, so I can't even if I wanted to take this trade, I can't enter it. So at this point, I mean, I essentially I like need to wait for that 15-minute gap to get retraded to. We're gonna take a short. You said NQ is funny. It's definitely been funny this week. I'm hoping we can come up to this 15-minute. I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I really want us to come up to this 15-minute and react out of it. You said, so do you buy the stock itself? No options? Nah, I don't trade options. I usually don't trade individual stocks. I only day trade Nasdaq futures. I do some like investing on the side, but barely. Oh, we're gonna hit this low. You said the 3-minute inverse playing out? It wasn't valid though. We took the internal low, so that's not a valid entry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm intraday futures. Yeah. So we tapped into this 4-hour unfilled gap, which I feel like that's the target I wanted to see. You said, what on earth price action is crazy today? And oh yeah, good stuff. Have you taken any trades? No, I haven't taken anything so far today. I feel like nothing's been clear enough so far. Like, even if I wanted an entry for shorts up here, like, I really couldn't find any entries. And at first, I was low-key bullish. And I kind of flipped bias, but It's looking like right now, at least, we're giving a reaction off this internal low in this 4-hour gap. You said, have you looked at Nvidia again? I mean, I never looked at it in the first place. I only trade like Nasdaq futures. So what is going on here? So I guess we're not going to open up a 5-minute. And I guess there's like this tiny ass 5-minute we traded into. Honestly, I would love if we could come back up and trade into this 15-minute maybe and give a reaction out. But no, I'm not taking this. We didn't even tap into that 5-minute gap and we're just dumping. I love that. Interesting. There's no gap on ES. It's so interesting how we just edged this 5-minute gap and never even tapped into it. I mean, I get it's a really small gap and all, but still. So I'm not taking as a price action make me sleeping. Honestly, me too. This price action is so ass. You said heck yes scored in that drop. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, I beat my goal to end P&L up this week. That's what's up. So I guess we're not gonna open up the 2 minute gap. There's this 1 minute gap, which like there's no shot I can take an inverse off of this. At this point, I really want to see us trade back into this 15 minute gap up here. Now I want to see a reaction out of this 15 minute, honestly. Say Green Friday's nice. I'm out for today, guys. Good luck. But dump again in a few. Appreciate you stopping by, MCO2. Have a good weekend, bro. You said you too, man. See you guys Tuesday. Yes, sir. See you Tuesday. I really think it's crazy that we edged this 5 minute gap and didn't even tap into it. Now we're dumping lower. Like we didn't even tap into this 5 minute. I'm not gonna lie, price action has me ready to fall asleep. At least I know next week will be a new week, right? Fresh start. Hopefully price action will be better next week. Let me look at the economic news for next week. So Monday's a bank holiday. Trump speaks at 8:30 on Wednesday. Exciting. But there's red folder news at 8:30 on the Thursday, and there's red folder news at 9:45 and 10. I could see the second half of next week might not be bad. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That might not be bad. Tuesday might be mid, honestly. There's a chance Tuesday might not be bad though. I mean, we'll see. You said Monday's a bank holiday? I mean, yeah. It's at least in the US it is. It's Martin Luther King Day. You said, bro, see you, bro. Price action might make me take a shit trade. Take care, man. Yeah, honestly, not a bad idea, Vized. Have a good weekend, bro. I'll probably stay here for like 25 more minutes, but honestly, if I can't find anything in 25 minutes, I'm just going to call it. You said, yo, can everyone like the live? Appreciate you. Keep sneezing. You said, hi, I'm new to your stream. Is your short setup, is that valid short setup coming from the 5 minute? I mean, I guess, do you mean coming from like this 5 minute? Cause this other 5 minute, like the one up here, we technically, if you zoom in, we actually never hit it. Like we came really, really close to tapping into this 5 minute, but we never actually tapped in that 5 minute. And the other 5 minute we tapped into was this one. So the highest time frame gap in like this current price leg over here is the 3 minute. But the thing was, once we closed through this 3 minute gap for a continuation, we actually already took the most recent internal low, and that would have been my break-even point. So it's like before I got my entry, we hit the break-even point, so it wasn't a valid entry for me. So I haven't taken any trades so far today. Welcome to the stream, though. Ugh. Honestly, I feel like the main thing I'm looking for at this point to take a short is I want to see us trade back into this 15-minute gap up here. And then maybe get a reaction at the 15-minute. Because I feel like we're so overextended. I don't necessarily know if a 5-minute gap is going to like push us down, if that makes sense. I feel like we might need like a 15-minute gap because like the higher time frame holds a higher power. But you said, I just subscribed to your channel. Might try your strategy on my new XFA. Keep the good work. Appreciate that. So we have 5 minutes now until we open up this 15-minute gap. That's honestly, I thought that the only thing I'm looking to see at this point, honestly, like a retracement into that 15-minute and then an inversion coming out of there. You said, what should I do? Should I rebuy my XFA? Honestly, I never recommend doing the back to funded route. I feel like it just doesn't make sense. Like for a 50K account, it's like $500. And I feel like otherwise, like instead of paying $500, you could pay 1/5 of that price, which is like $100. And then all you gotta do is make 2 winning days. I mean, I wouldn't say to copy trade them all together. Like if you really want to copy trade combines, maybe copy trade 2 together at a time. But you could even do 1 at a time. You said, does Alpha have an everyday payout? Nah, they don't. Only like My Fund of Futures and Take Profit Trader. Well, I guess Tradeify now too. What's up, GC Trading Systems? How are you? You should also, I mean, yeah, I don't even count that to be honest though, because I feel like, no offense, like I feel like the percentage of people actually getting to a live account and from there getting 30 winning days has to be so low. So which one do you recommend? I mean, honestly, I think daily payouts are kind of gimmicky. If that makes sense. But I mean, honestly, I like My Fund of Futures. Ugh. Yo, today's price action is actually so annoying. We're just dumping all day with no pullbacks. I mean, maybe we can trade into at least this 5-minute gap right here and give a reaction out of that. We're getting close to the 11 a.m. macro. So I was talking about the first and last 10 minutes of each hour. It's like from 10:50 to 11:10. I feel like there's a good chance something could happen then. So I'm hoping in the next like 5 minutes things start getting a little more exciting. The thing I don't like though, I feel like at this point we're getting so overextended. The only reason I'm still looking to take shorts is because I feel like we're getting really close to like these higher time frame lows down here. I feel like if we weren't nearby a draw, I wouldn't be as confident in shorts. But like all I want is a pullback into a 5 or a 15-minute gap, which we're just not giving me. This is no trade. Nah, I haven't been able to find anything so far today. You said, can you also journal your trades on Alpha? I mean, yeah, you can just do it. Their website has a good journal you can look at. It's pretty similar to Top Step X, honestly. You said, how do you find your daily bias and how many micros do you trade? I mean, it depends on my stop loss size. Like, I use a position size calculator, and I tell it how many points my stop's going to be, and from there, it'll tell me how many micros to take. But honestly, for my daily bias, like I start on the daily, then I go to the 4-hour, then I go to the 1-hour, then I go to like 15. I feel like I just kind of draw like an opinion as a whole. I do have a video on my YouTube explaining like how I'd find daily bias. I feel like I uploaded it. How long ago did I upload that? When I uploaded it like November 13th, but I have like this video on my YouTube. It says like how I find daily bias on Nasdaq using ICT concepts. Just watch that, honestly. I feel like that's a good explanation. What's up, paused human? How are you? So we're coming into the 11 a.m. macro in like a minute and a half. And the thing is, I feel like this hourly candle probably looks so bearish right now. Like, yeah, look at this hourly. We're moving so bearish. I feel like it's really obvious that we're just going to come and hit this low. He said, do you have a link to the calculator? Yeah, I got you. So we might actually tap into a 5-minute gap. Actually, it might give me something to base a trade off of for once. Yo, this is crazy. There's no way that we're about to edge a 5-minute gap again. Like right up here, we came like one tick away from tapping into this gap. Came really close again. Offering no pullbacks. So he actually tapped into that 5-minute gap, which is exciting. The only thing is, the only gap in this leg is this 1 minute. And like, is this 1 minute here like really a clean trade? Not really, honestly. I feel like the gap is like microscopic. It's like a really small gap. I feel like the break-even point's kind of scuffed. Like I want to go break even there. Yeah, honestly, I really don't like that 1 minute gap. So hopefully we can maybe like push a little higher up. I want to see. I mean, yeah, we'd have to come like all the way up here to tap into a 15-minute, but So I'd prefer if maybe we can come out and sweep out like this high up here. So I can get like maybe a 30-second inverse maybe. Oh. You said, thanks, bro, you a G? Of course. Got you. So I am not taking this. But there is this 30-second over here. Honestly, I really would have considered it if we actually took out that high up here. I don't like how we edged this high. Made like relative equal highs. I just wanted to come a little higher and sweep the high. So we took out the high. This is kind of, honestly, this is preferable for me to see. Like, honestly, I would even prefer if we could come up into this 15-minute gap and offer me a very clean rejection out of there. That actually wouldn't be the worst short, honestly. Like, I know I've been complaining about price action a lot today, but honestly, if we could trade back into that 15-minute and give me a clear reaction out of it, that's probably the cleanest setup I can get all day, honestly. Hey, so we still got 15 minutes. I'll trade, because I was stopped trading at 11:10, so I still got 15 minutes to get an entry. There's a chance I might get one, honestly. You said planning a short? Honestly, I think I am. I really want to see us trade back into this 15-minute gap up here. Give a reaction off of it. I guess the thing is, I mean, now there's no SMT. I mean, at this point in time, like, we have tapped into this other 5-minute gap up here. I feel like it would definitely be a higher rated trade if we could actually come up into this 15 up here, but gotta see what happens. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm gonna sleep like half my weekend. It's looking like we might hit that 15-minute gap, which is gonna make this short even like more ideal for me. So we technically, which is annoying, we didn't hit the gap. We made like equal highs with the gap. So we have to go like one tick higher, really. Oh, we never actually hit it even. We came really close to it. There's genuinely no way that we're about to keep edging gaps like this. Dude, there's no way. Because you can see we edged this 15 minute. And there was like this other 5 minute earlier. Like we edged this 5 minute gap, never actually hit it. There we go. So we finally tapped into that 15 minute gap. That's exactly what I want to see. So I got to start paying attention, like what's the highest time frame gap in this current leg. I want to say right now it's going to be the 4 minute. Oh no, we're going to open a 5 minute as well. I mean, we're just going straight up. I'm just thinking about, like, let's say if we start rejecting down. Maybe there's like a 1 minute here, but right now we're kind of just going straight up. And I'm essentially thinking this, like, so we have 11 a.m. open, right? I feel like 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. can manipulate in opposite ways. So I'm kind of viewing this as like 11 a.m. an 11 a.m. manipulation up. Then from there, we'd have like a distribution down. Because I feel like we are truly like bearish on the day. At least I think so. And I could be wrong, but... Are we going to open up this 2 minute gap? We have like, what, 2 minutes until this... We have 1 minute until this 2 minute gap might open up. If that 2 minute gap does open up, I have to pay attention to it because like it would be the highest time frame gap in the current leg. Honestly, I feel like if I'm going to take a short, I'd want to see it start dumping like really soon, honestly. I might not get an entry in this, honestly. So I guess we're opening up this 3 minute now. So this 3 minute is now like the highest time frame. And I feel like for this, we might open up this 4 minute, right? Maybe not. So there's no 4 minute opening up. The only annoying thing is we'd have to dump pretty hard for this 5 minute to not open up either, though. Because the only thing I'm thinking about is, like, let's say if we open up, like, another 5-minute gap, like, somewhere in here. Like, I'd have to go break even when we tap into that. Which would be pretty much, like, just too close to a break even. I kind of can't do that. So we do have 2 5-minute gaps in this leg. I want to say, right? So there's this other unfilled 5-minute gap. So we have 2 unfilled 5-minute gaps right here. I was gonna say I was gonna look for like a short to that, but we already tapped into that first 5-minute gap. So the thing is, like, honestly, the only thing I could see myself taking at this point is, let's say if in the next 5 minutes, if we dump through both of these gaps, I might take a short off that, and then I can get like approximately like a 1-to-1 at that low. But the thing is, honestly, if this candle's not going to close at like 11:05, 11:10, like essentially if this next 5-minute candle does not close through these gaps, I'm just going to call it for the day. I feel like price action's been pretty ass today, to be honest. I have a feeling I'm just not getting an entry on this. Honestly, I feel like there's no shot I'm getting an entry in this. Wait, we have 3 minutes. I feel like, honestly, I'll just start recapping the session as a whole. And I'll just, like, I'll go back to this if I see it start moving my way. But there's no shot I'm getting an entry in this. So essentially, at market open, I actually came in with a bullish bias. I was kind of wrong. I mean, the reason I was bullish originally was... So if we look at the 4-hour chart, right? Like, we'll leave it on the daily. I feel like on the daily time frame, like, we're putting in, like, we have a high, higher low, higher high. It looks like this is going to be a higher low, right? I feel like the main thing is on the 4-hour, though. On the 4-hour, we put in this this bearish 4-hour gap, and we almost immediately inverted it, right? Like, you can see this next candle closes through it. So I'm thinking, okay, the draw is these highs up here, right? We're moving in bullish order flow. We're respecting these gaps over here, right? Like, I know we technically disrespected this gap over here, but I know, like, ES was reacting off of a 4-hour, right? So, like, ES is reacting off of a gap. We're disrespecting this 4-hour gap. So, like, I thought we're obviously bullish, right? So the thing was, we put in this SNT, like, pretty close to market open, right? Like, up here. And then after that, we just dumped. I feel like once I saw, like, the way this 1-hour candle was forming, like, I saw we pushed up at, like, 9 a.m. and we just dumped all the way afterwards. Like, it's like, you can't fade this type of move, right? Especially, like, when this candle closes like this, like, taking longs is kind of like catching a falling knife, right? So, I switched bias. I feel like my first target I was looking for was, there was, like, this low which was right next to this was like an unfilled 4-hour gap, right? Yeah, that was the unfilled 4-hour. So I feel like I wanted to target that. I essentially never got an entry. I mean, because we did actually pull back into like this 5-minute gap right here. But the reason I didn't take a trade off of that was, so the highest time frame gap in this current price leg was this 3-minute gap. And once we closed through this 3-minute gap, we took the internal low associated with this price leg, right? So like me personally, I always go break even when we take the internal high or the internal low. So in this case, right, like my break even point was already hit before I got my entry, so I can't enter this trade. So it did play out and all, but like really, according to my rules, I really can't take that. From there, we created another 5-minute gap, right, up here. I was looking to see this gap get traded into. As you can see, like when you zoom in, like I drew out this like tiny gap over here, and we came so close to actually tapping into it, but we never actually tapped into this gap. So I really couldn't take any continuation shorts off that. And then yeah, I feel like we just took out all the draws I wanted to see. I mean, there's one other draw we could maybe hit, which is like this low down here. But the thing is, I feel like we're so overextended on the day. Honestly, we might just keep chopping for the rest of the day. I feel like we had a huge expansion, and you can't really expect too much more from there. But yeah. I mean, like, and toward the end of the day, I did see that we tapped into this 15-minute gap over here. But I couldn't really find any trades coming out of there. We never really reacted off of it. You said, did you catch shorts? No, I couldn't really. I couldn't get any entries, to be honest. Yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes in case any of you guys have any questions. Oh, and also, if you guys are looking for a prop firm to trade with, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures. I do have my discount code, which is code TIMB272, that will get you 10% off all valuations, or if they have some better discount going on, it'll get that as well. So I highly recommend checking out Alpha. Also, if you guys aren't in my free Discord, I do have my free Discord linked in my profile. It's also like in the pinned comment on YouTube, but definitely join that free Discord. You guys can tag me anytime, ask me any questions. I can't guarantee I'll get back to you in a timely fashion, but I try to get back to everyone there. I also post my stream schedule in there almost every week. I mean, I'll be live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, it's just going to be from Tuesday until Friday, because Monday's a bank holiday. I don't trade those. But every day except for Monday, I'll be live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to trade next week. I also post my stream schedule, my Instagram story. My Instagram is just TimB272. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, though. I mean, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm probably going to wrap it up here. I mean, it's time to enjoy the weekend. Honestly, price action is pretty ass. I low-key got cooked this week, so I'm definitely going to go enjoy some nature, take a break from trading, kind of mentally reset. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of people, they always say like, oh, you got to lock in. But honestly, I feel like part of being a trader is like when you have a rough week, like honestly, just get your mind off the charts. So like when you do come back, you can properly think, right? So like honestly, I'm probably going to do a lot of resting this weekend. And I recommend you guys do the same. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys that stopped by, asked some questions, hang out with me, trade with me and all that. But yeah, I'm pretty much going to wrap it up here. But I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. Peace out.